Alright, so I decided to switch up my reviewing like type because I want to be a little different, man. To like branch out from the other people that's out there that's reviewing and stuff. So I'm just gonna touch on just some key things that happened in this episode, and then I'm just gonna talk about. I'm not gonna go like, okay, it started off with A, then talk about A for a little bit, then go to B, then A. No, I'm just gonna talk about key points that happened. Like it probably won't be one, two, three when I talk about it, but it probably would be like one, two, seven, 4, 9, 36, 2, 8, 5. Something like that. It'll be like that, but it'll be key points and stuff. So yeah, let's do this. So one thing that struck out to me in this freaking episode is that I realized that Kaguya is not from the moon. Like she is not from the moon at all. And I thought she was and stuff, which surprised me because once Hagoromo had confronted her and he was talking to her and she was saying how he was like, "Where are you even from, mother?" And then she was telling him how she was from this faraway land that freaking that's way far away from this place. And when she said this place, obviously it means Earth. And so Hagoromo was just standing there like, what? And stuff. And I never noticed back then, bro. Like, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know. Like, they probably didn't have a whole lot of like scenes to where the night sky was in the previous episodes because I did not notice there was no moon. Like, I did not notice there wasn't a moon. I didn't notice that at all. Like, and then further on in this episode, when freaking Hagoromo and Hamaru defeated Kaguya, that was the moon. They created the moon in order to defeat Kaguya because they used the same move that Pain uses, which is planetary devastation, in order to break up the ground around Kaguya and form the moon. And I don't know how close the moon is to Earth, but they might have pushed it into orbit a little bit because it is freaking close what it looks like. So we didn't get to see the fight between Kaguya, Hagoromo, and Hamaru, plus the Ten Tails. After the Ten Tails transformed from the Divine Tree and transformed into the Ten Tails, I was like, oh snap, man, we got to get a lot of good fights. And then my face went from this to, and then it showed freaking Hagoromo in that in his super Susanoo form, like freaking Hashirama and stuff. Not Hashirama, but Madara. What am I talking about? Super Susanoo form. That's what I'm gonna say. Super Susanoo form, and he was fighting the Ten Tails, and the Ten Tails like did a Biju bomb right at him, and he blocked it with his sword and threw it off like it was nothing. Like at that time, I'm thinking yes, Hagoromo was stronger than the Ten Tails because I was about to say at that time was Hagoromo stronger than the Ten Tails, and I'm thinking yes because he the one that defeated the Ten Tails and created the nine-tailed beast. And at the end when he showed all the nine-tailed beasts and those little orbs, those little sage orbs and stuff, whatever the fuck. Hamaru was standing there looking at him like, why did you create nine and stuff? He was like, well, I wanted to break it up into even parts and stuff. The Ten Tails and jump, man. Like, don't ever let these guys get back together and create the Ten Tails, or it's gonna be bad news for whoever is living around there. That was one thing that I really wanted to see, man. I really wanted to see that fight, like for real. I just was hoping that Kishimoto was gonna give us that fight, but he didn't, man. And I really wanted to see. Now I understand them not showing us the fight between Hagoromo, Hamaru, and Kaguya because we're gonna see that with Naruto and Sasuke fight him. I understand that, but come on, man, you couldn't show Hagoromo fighting the Ten Tails. You couldn't show that. Like while Hagoromo was fighting the Ten Tails, was Hamaru fighting Kaguya? Like he had to been. Like he had to have been keeping Kaguya locked right there in the battle in order for them to defeat her. And something that's getting on my nerves too, like for real. I really, really am desperately trying to know where the heck did the Sage Toad come from? Like, where did the Sage Toad come from? The dude just popped up out of nowhere, started talking to Hamaru and Hagoromo, teaching Hagoromo freaking Sage mode and all this stuff. And now freaking Hagoromo is straight up God status. He might be even more powerful than Kaguya. Like, for real, man. Like, oh my God. I just wondered. And then in this episode, he gave freaking Hagoromo like this seal that brought Hamaru back to life. Or, well, he wasn't officially dead, but he was about to die when Hagoromo punched him through the chest. And then that's how his Renegon awakened. He was like, just lay down, brother. I'm going to revive you. He took out that little seal that the Sage Toad gave him, put it on his face, and revived Hamaru like it was nothing and stuff, man. Like, I don't know if Kishi might go into where the Sage Toads and all the Toads came from, how they're able to talk, how did they learn Sage mode, what is all of this crap and stuff like that, dealing with all the Toads and stuff. I don't know if he's going to go into that with the Boruto series. Hopefully he does. God, please. Even though I know the Boruto series might be heading off in a completely different way, because that's what it's looking like now from what I can see. The Boruto series is heading off completely different than what happened than like the Naruto lore. It's still grounded in the Naruto lore, but it's heading off in a completely different way, in a completely different direction, which is good because that needs to happen in order for that series to be its own series and to be popular as Naruto. It's going to be because Kishi's creating it, and it is technically put together with Naruto, and it is Naruto, but it's a different series. But I'm just saying, man, it needs to be its own thing, and it will be. But I still want to know where the heck did these Toads come from, and why in the world can they talk? How can they do Sage mode? What is this about? Like, whatever, man. And if Kishi don't tell us that, you can just chalk it up. Oh, it's just anime. Leave it alone like that. And as soon as Hagoromo and Hamaru defeated Kaguya, man, like, she immediately put all of her will into creating this army, almost, into creating this army and stopping all violence and battles and wars and stuff into Black Zetsu. Like, she created Black Zetsu out of herself. Black Zetsu is Kaguya's will incarnate and stuff. And man, was Black Zetsu Kaguya's will, because he was behind everything. He was behind the creation of the Akatsuki. He was behind Madara manipulating him from the shadows. Madara thought he was this freaking godly person who has the power of the sage all along, and it wasn't him. It was freaking Black Zetsu that was behind it, manipulating it all the whole time, man. Like, Black Zetsu explained how he was alive. Black Zetsu was really over. He was alive for a long period of time, going through the reincarnations of I think their names are Indra and Ashura, to try to create Kaguya again. And that was like revelation to me, because this nigga been alive for thousands of years, and he now just created freaking Kaguya, because and he kept failing the whole time, because once Madara came along, he was like, maybe this time. How many times has he said that to himself? Like, maybe this time it'll work. But when Madara came along, he was like, maybe this time this guy could do it for me. And Madara did do it for him too. One thing I didn't talk about in my other reviews of like this Kaguya filler arc or whatever, like, it's a good filler arc, and it should be canon. I don't know why Kishi didn't make this canon. I think he's doing this now because he realizes, oh snap, like, I should have made this canon. Like, this is some great stuff. Let me make this canon. Since he's doing it now, he's doing it now as a filler arc, and people saying it is filler, which I do believe, because those guys that saying it is filler read the manga and stuff, and I don't. One thing I didn't mention is filler arc was that the White Zetsus are the people. Well, I think I did mention it like a couple of videos back, where the White Zetsus are the people that Kaguya was sent, told him to go on some type of ritual and jump to the divine tree, and then those people never came back. Those people were being turned into White Zetsus those are real people that being turned into white Zetsus for Kaguya's army. And I was just like, whoa, okay, now chill. This is like crazy. Why does Kaguya need an army in the first place? And she says she need an army to fight off the dudes that's trying to get her from her home world. And I'm like, where in the world is her home world? Like, this is just more stuff that's coming back and forth, that I truly, truly want to know about. And Kishi, please dive into. Don't just give us this in a filler arc and then you never dive into it. Make another manga that's strictly about Kaguya and her people and stuff and what happened and all of that. Or just freaking tell us in the anime what happened during the canon. Like, I'll be fine with that. But I would rather for Kishi to make a manga based off this, or tell somebody the ideas he have and then they do it. Like, that's what I would rather for him to do, because then he can completely focus on Boruto and somebody else can do that. But he needs to go in and be like, okay, you got this down right, but change this part and stuff. Like, that'd be good to me, and I love it. So even while Black Zetsu was behind the scenes for thousands of years manipulating people into creating Kaguya again so that he can join back with Kaguya and be Kaguya's will and stuff. Black Zetsu is Kaguya's will. He wrote, like Hagoromo wrote the stone tablet in order to tell like future generations of the Uchiha and Senju that future generations of his sons, because you know his sons, one of his sons became the Senju and one of his sons came to Uchiha. He wrote it in order to tell them like, hey, this is what you need to do to not bring Kaguya back. And freaking when Hagoromo died after so long, Black Zetsu went in and rewrote the stone tablet and said, you need to do this in order to have like peace and stuff. And that was the infinite Tsukiyomi, which then led up towards Kaguya, which we is now. That's how come the whole time he was trying to get the Uchiha, because you need, like, I think you need the Uchiha eyes in order to do it, because if you didn't, he would have went to a Senju in order to have this done, but he didn't. But he rewrote it the whole time. The reincarnations of Indra and Ashura was coming back. He kept going to I think it's Ashura. I think he's the Uchiha reincarnate guy. I'm not sure. He kept going back to that guy, trying to manipulate him into doing the infinite Tsukiyomi. It never happened. So when Madara came along and he saw how messed up Madara was and how deranged and crazy he was like, you know what? This guy might be the dude that could take me to the mountaintop to bring a Kaguya back and stuff. And eventually it did happen, and this is what we got now and stuff, and that was freaking awesome. The battle of the final valley between Hashirama and Madara led towards Madara's death. So we thought. But Madara really didn't die. I think he was mortally wounded to where it seemed like he did die, and he's a skilled enough ninja to slow down his heart rate so much that it only beeps one beep like a minute or like 2 minutes or something, to where people thought he was completely dead, he was lifeless and all of that. But he wasn't. He used Izanagi in order to in one of his eyes. He sacrificed one of his eyes in order to bring himself back to life. And then after he did that, he I think he used a shadow clone and put that shadow clone in there, as his body, so people thought he was still in there when they went in there and then looked at him and stuff. And then after that, he awakened his Rinnegan and summoned the Ghetto Mazo statue, which allowed him to live for that long. Because you saw in like when the flashbacks of freaking Obito and stuff, when he was a kid living with Madara had the freaking pipes and junk coming out his back going into the Ghetto Mazo statue, which the Ghetto Mazo statue must have been giving him some life energy and life force, because he lived for a very long time. He should have been dead, but he did not die. Excuse me. When it was said that he used Izanagi, I was like, wow, that means he used the same thing that Danzo used and stuff, man. Like, that was freaking crazy and junk, man. But next episode is going to be canon, but I don't see how Sasuke and Naruto can defeat Kaguya, man. I really just cannot see it. Like, Again, I didn't read the manga. I don't know what's going to happen at the end for that to happen. I know Naruto and Sasuke fights each other, and I don't know how they defeat Kaguya. I just cannot see them defeating her. Like, she's just way too powerful. I just hope it's not on some BS stuff, and I just hope it's not freaking stupid how they defeat her. But yeah, man, that's all I got for this review, man. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked anything I had to say, man, like this video if you do. Dislike it if you don't. I don't care. Just let me know somebody watching my stuff. Comment down below and let me know what you think about this episode, what I had to say about this episode, and my review of this episode. If you like how I'm doing my reviews now, where I'm just touching on key things and stuff, or if you want me to go back to my old style of reviewing and stuff, let me know and stuff, man. But I'm just trying to keep moving forward and keep changing my channel. My channel is evolving and stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to do this type of review for now, a little bit now, and then possibly maybe go back to my old style of reviewing. But I don't really know and stuff, man. But yeah, share this video on all social media platforms and stuff, man. If you want to help your boy get his name out there and to get more subscribers, and always you can subscribe to your boy's channel, become a real Danny Awesome fan. This is the channel where real anime fans come to talk about anime and love. I said anime, but anime and love anime, to teach the world on how great anime is. And one more thing I want to add too. The whole time I was watching this episode, I was like, okay, this episode is getting me back into that old feeling I had of Naruto. Like, before the filler fiasco happened, like before we started going on these filler arcs for, basically we went on a rampage of filler arcs for like a year and a half. Before we started doing that, like, this is starting to get me back into this groove of freaking Naruto and stuff. Like when Madara showed up to the Shinobi Alliance force and stuff, and this filler arc had did it. And I wouldn't have mind if this filler arc would have went on a little bit more, because it was getting good, man. I was really enjoying what was going on. Like, they could have showed us more of Hagoromo learning Sage Mode, and they could have showed us more of the final battle. But what they did is what they did, and it's over. And I'm just glad we getting back to filler and all of that, man. But let me know what you think down in the comments and all that, man. Like, for real, subscribe as always and stuff. But I'm Danny Awesome, you're awesome, stay awesome. I love your faces. Peace, one love. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.